New York City, on Monday night, minutes before New York City's first curfew in 75 years, the massive group of protesters occupying both sides of Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn let the NYPD cruisers flitting around the edge of the crowd know how they felt. F your curfew, clap, 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 clap. F your curfew. For hours, the march had moved without incident, as two groups of protesters converged and set off together on a wide loop of central Brooklyn. After turning north, the demonstrators faced off with a line of cops outside the NYPD's 77th Precinct. A march passes the 77th Precinct on Utica Avenue in central Brooklyn. Jack Crosby. For a moment, it seemed as if things would boil over. The thousands-strong crowd was stalled in the middle of the block, their attention diverted to the cops holding the gate to the precinct's parking lot. But the street ahead was open, and organizers at the head of the column tracked back, shouting at the group to keep moving. The crowd cleared and continued its march. The police held their line. As the group marched up Fulton St, nearing Barclays Center well after the 11 p.m. curfew, people on bikes raced up to the car leading the march, directing protesters to turn south on Vanderbilt, dodging the heavy police presence ahead. "They're waiting for you up there," the leaders yelled. "Turn left, turn left." The column turned, eventually ending up in Grand Army Plaza, where it marched on. I walked home past a deserted Barclays Center, vacant save for a few remaining police. Marchers move up Fulton St toward Barclays Center and Downton, Brooklyn. The curfew, a sudden order passed down through the contentious grapevine between the offices of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and Mayor Bill de Blasio, does not appear to be a hard and fast rule. This week, the city's police force has used it as a tool to oppose and harass individual protesters when they find themselves in vulnerable positions, while allowing many, though not all, large marches to proceed unimpeded well past the cutoff. It's also been used to limit movement within Manhattan, which saw widespread and relatively unchecked looting on Sunday and Monday nights as police focused their efforts on violently opposing protesters in different parts of the city. On Monday, the first night of the curfew, police milled around midtown while looters smashed up businesses just blocks away, before and after the curfew's imposition. A group of police officers surrounded by protesters on Flatbush Avenue next to Barclays Center. On Tuesday, Mayor de Blasio moved up the city-wide curfew to 8 p.m., setting up further confrontations with large demonstrations planned for 6 and 7 p.m. around the city. In Manhattan, protesters started in Bryant Park after the remnants of an earlier event marched up Fifth Avenue.